I'm Steven, and I've failed more than anybody you know. I have a son with Down syndrome. I have a son with autism. At 33, I became the vice president for a billion-dollar company. I made a lot of money. But at the height of my career, I became a full-blown meth addict. I lost everything. I'm homeless on the streets right now, but determined to rebuild. All I want to do is use my life to help others. This is the greatest success story of all time unfolding right here. Forewarning, I'm gonna sound like a lunatic. I don't even know where to start. Not this topic. I'm just still thinking about, what do I do? I'm in a time where I don't have any freaking idea what's next. I wake up every day, I'm like, what the heck am I gonna do today? I guess I'm gonna go walk 10 miles and think. I registered for a conference. I've been going to a 4-day Bible conference every day, and it's been awesome. We all have blind spots, and it's even worse than it sounds. These are things that our subconscious just grabs onto, and it makes us blind to things that we do. And the blind spots, you know what I'm talking about. Blind spots in people's lives are things that they refuse, they just can't see. It's just, a lot of them are related to personality traits, but it's very core. So it's the type of thing that no one's gonna tell you what your blind spots are. Even people that know you well, even your husband, even your wife, they won't tell you a lot of times. Because one, they might not see it themselves, which is why they're crazy enough to still be with you. But also, they might not know. And if they do know, they don't want to tell you. Why? Why would you not want to tell somebody about a blind spot that they have? Well, because the kind of blind spots I'm talking about, they are very awkward to talk about. It's the conversation that you avoid with every person. Like, there are some topics that you're like, I'm never going there with that person. You know what I'm talking about? Those are the blind spots that I know to exist, and I know I have them. And I know that people don't want to tell me, even when I ask them what my blind spots are. So here's an example. My old roommate from college, who I know well, that I have no shame with, I tell anything, and I don't care. I will, I'm telling YouTube basically everything, so clearly I don't care a whole lot, but I'm very open. So it seems. And so we are driving in the car, and I could tell I was dancing on one. Like, I was dancing right around a blind spot of mine. And he was like, he said something like, well, you know, you're like that. I'm like, whoa, wait a second. We got to dig into this a little bit more, because see, I'm trying to uncover these blind spots. You got to tell me what you're thinking about. He's like, whoa. And he starts walking it back like, oh, I didn't really mean it like that. That's how you know that you found a blind spot when you're talking with somebody. That's how you know, and you got to try to pull it out of them. So I'm like, dude, it's not a big deal. Just, what are you thinking? Come on, let's peel that back. Can you think of an example? He's like, come on, man, you know that you've got an ego. I'm like, yeah, I know I got an ego. What are you talking about? Come on, pull it out. And he didn't really tell me. He didn't tell me anything that I didn't already know. And so I know that area, ego, I'm very, very ego. I think more highly of myself than I'm capable of, basically, is what I feel like he was trying to say. So now, that's not new to me. I know that. Never underestimate somebody who overestimates themselves. I overestimate myself. I overestimate my abilities. And quite frankly, I've never been disappointed, really. I've never disappointed myself until right now. And I'm really disappointed in myself right now. And so, where am I going with this? The point is, I know I'm an egomaniac. And so I'm just gonna fall below the line for the rest of this conversation. And I'm just gonna bathe in that ego for a second. to express my frustration about where I'm at right now. Hopefully that teed it up and made somewhat of sense. I'm not a professional. I'm just a drug addict who is trying to recover and is trying to become not homeless anymore. And so my brain's foggy. I don't know what saying. I'm talking out my ass right now. So I'm just letting it rip. And hopefully something comes out of it. So everybody I talk to tells me that I need to get a job. Yes, I need to get a job. Well, you need to go do something. Well, okay. I need to go do something. Here's the fact. I'm posting videos on YouTube. I'm airing my dirty laundry out for everybody to see. Why? Because I'm an idiot. 2, because nobody does this. Especially nobody that I've never come across anybody who is doing what I'm doing right now. If you know of people, put them in my comments. Like, I want to know. Like, who has been an executive of a $1 billion company when they were 33, started doing drugs when they were 37, did drugs till they were 41. I'm 41 right now. I've been sober for 6 months, and I'm homeless. Who else on YouTube is stupid enough, anywhere, is stupid enough to go out and just be like, here's what I'm doing, guys. Here's how dumb I am. Here's my raw thoughts, unfiltered. Nobody's doing that shit. I'm an idiot, okay? So part of the reason that I'm doing this is because I know I'm an egomaniac. And I might not know how bad of an egomaniac I am, but I know that doing these videos really hurts. It really hurts. And it's not fun. And I don't feel like I'm doing it for me. Well, I do feel like I'm doing it for me because it's crushing areas of my life, of me, that I know need to be crushed. And that's why I believe God is putting me in this position and allowing me to stew in it for a while, because I have something to learn that I haven't learned yet. And I am on a mission to try to figure that out. So everybody that I talk to, they tell me I need to get a job. But I'm not just going to go and get a job. If I wanted to get a job, and if I needed to get a job, I would just go on LinkedIn, where I have thousands of what do you call them on LinkedIn? Connections. Thousands of connections of people who I know, people who know me, who we've dealt with in person. I know thousands of people. I was the vice president of a very large company. I keep saying that. That's my ego that keeps coming in and saying that, because I don't want to forget that part. You know, why should I have to throw away accomplishments? Like, I know I'm talented in that area, so why should I go work at McDonald's? It doesn't make freaking sense. So, you know what? If you're telling me I need to go just get any job, you're wrong. You're wrong. If I wanted to go back and do that, I would go on LinkedIn and I would start reaching out to people and making connections with people that I already know, and I could probably find a job. You see, I haven't told anybody. Nobody knows that I left work because I was doing drugs. Like, nobody knows that. Everybody thought that I left work because I made a lot of money. I had money. I was freaking done with the job. I was done with it, which is why I'm so, like, it took me a year to stop getting panic attacks on Sundays. After I didn't work there anymore, I would still get panic attacks on Sunday. I was on drugs. I didn't even know what day it was. And on Sunday, I would get a panic attack. Be like, what the frick is this? I'd be like, oh, it's Sunday today. That's just my freaking body reacting to literally everything that I was dealing with. But that's why I stopped working. Because I was on drugs. I didn't have to work anymore. Work was driving me nuts. I was starting to get really, really abrasive with people, and I was starting to make a lot of enemies because my company was doing a lot of really stupid shit, quite frankly, that I just tried for years to get on board with. And I finally got so tired of coming into work every day and proverbially having whatever that word is, having my office just dumped out on the floor, everything just trashed every day. It's like I had to go in every day just to pick up everything and put it back into place and get nothing freaking really done that day, and then just have the next day basically the same thing would come in, because through the process of centralizing our company and hiring Boston Consulting Group and all these freaking really smart people, they just made my life a living hell. And we were number one in the company out of 70 divisions, number one day in and day out. So it wasn't because we weren't doing a good job. We were kicking ass, but I was done with it. So that's what happened. I also was on drugs for 3 years, performing at a very high level, but they started to really wear me down, and where it wore me down was in my patience and in my communication with people. I really got abrasive to the point our CEO really got tired of me because I was standing in the way of all this progress, which he got fired 6 months after I left. I waited 6 years for that guy to get fired because he's an idiot, the biggest idiot on the planet. I can say that because it's a fact. And they hired somebody else, and the company has done a dramatic turnaround. But I waited for him 6 years. I was shocked that he could stay in there for 6 years. And then 6 months after I left, he was fired. He was fired because an investor called Sanctum Head bought enough of the company to get seats on the board, and they came in, they're like, "You're an idiot," and they fired him. I'm like, dude, I've been trying to tell people this for 6 years and nobody listened to me. So I'm glad that somebody finally with authority came in and did it. That's beside the point. This is my ego coming out. I'm a homeless guy. I have no home. So take that with a grain of salt. But my point is, if I needed money and I needed to do something, I would just go on LinkedIn and I would go get a job, and then I would have to go move to freaking Tennessee or something and not see my kids anymore. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And here's the other thing. Every time God talks to me, I'm going to get real for a second. Every time God talks to me about what I'm going through right now, it is never, you need to get a job. It is, you need to wait. And I am not a waiter. I am not a waiter. I'm not the guy that likes to sit around. I walk 10 miles a freaking day because I don't have a place to live. But second, because I like to get out and do stuff. And I like to see stuff, and I like to explore. I don't like sitting down. So this point in my life is extremely, extremely uncomfortable. Just really uncomfortable, because really the first thing I do want to do is go get a job. And so another thing that I want to clarify while I'm on this rant is my kids, who I talk about at the beginning of this video, my kids that have special needs, my soon-to-be ex-wife, they have money. They have money. I don't have money. We separated a long time ago. Because she didn't like me on drugs, I can't knock her for that. And she's stuck around and continued to make my life as miserable as possible while giving me a place to live. I'm talking kind of tongue in cheek. I love her to death for helping me out, but we need our space. And she has money. Like, I just got a tax bill from the state of California from like 3 years ago saying I never filed my taxes, and saying I made like $207,000 and I stopped working in May. Which I don't think that's right. I made way more than that. So we had money. I'm an idiot and I did drugs. I didn't spend all my money on drugs. I spent all my money on toys, in which got stolen and totally robbed right after my. I have stories upon stories of how I lost so much money. I'm an idiot. And then I did find out that I still have money. I have accounts I'd never touched. But those are retirement accounts. And I will rather be homeless on the street. I have lived in my car for months. And I have should I say this? Why not? I'm being open. I can't be lying. I have several $100,000 in my retirement account it's my retirement account. I'm not touching that. I'm a homeless guy. This is what you do when you're committed in life to being successful. That's not something I'm going to touch. I also had some money that I came across that is helping me pay for like getting plane tickets and seeing my family and doing some odds and ends. That money won't last forever. And I don't have income, and that's what I really need to get a house, and so, or to get a place to stay. So that's my predicament. I have money that I'm not touching because that's just, don't do that. I gotta have standards somewhere. You gotta draw the line somewhere. So, but I need to figure something out quick, and I'm feeling really, really uncomfortable. I could do anything. You know, here's the thing. Like when I left my job, the sky was the limit. I had hundreds of ideas. Like the last thing I ever thought is I would have a lack of something to do. Like I was so good designing. I was the VP of merchandising and marketing. So I'm really good at buying stuff. I'm really good at marketing stuff, except for I'm not good at making videos, and I don't know anything about social media because we did business to business marketing, which is totally different than what I would be dealing with right now. And plus I had a lot of people that worked for me that were way smarter than me. And that's why we did such a great job. I like to include myself with them because it was really them that did everything. I'm just a knucklehead that I was the face of their good work. They made me look good, which is great. Thanks, guys. If you ever see it, you won't ever see this, but that's my predicament. So everybody keeps telling me to get a job. God keeps telling me, figure yourself out. And so I'm waiting, and I feel like, honestly, in the deepest part of my soul, I feel like something's miraculous it's going to happen. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's just, if I look at things going on around me and I think about my experience and what I'm capable of doing, what I've done in the past, what the opportunities are before me, I'm not interested in doing anything.
Hold on, freeze. I meant to say, I'm not interested in doing just anything. I'm interested in working, but I'm not going to do just anything.
Like, there's probably any one of many businesses that I can start today or tomorrow and start doing stuff. And my problem is I have too many ideas. I don't have too few ideas. I have too many ideas where I don't even know where to start. I can't decide which one's better than the other, and I hate them all. Quite frankly, I hate them all. I don't have anything that I'm really passionate about doing, and I can't figure it out. And so I just feel like it's gonna get put down right in front of me. I was very surprised. It's very, very hard to get out of homelessness. You have to rely on people that you know and love. Like these people that I've met, like, they're screwed, dude. They're screwed. Most of it's because they don't want to stop and they like being homeless, quite frankly. I would say that's 95% of everybody who's homeless is people who by choice like to be homeless. That's not heresy. That's freaking fact. Hate me if you will, dude. I've been out here. Have you? Maybe that's what I should do. Help homeless people get off the street. I could do a really good job with that. I need money, though. I need investors. So ego has been a big issue for me. Ego and pride and relying on myself. Relying on my own skills and myself instead of God. And being afraid that God was going to take away things that I liked, like money and my family. Like I married a non-Christian, which is a huge mistake. Don't ever do that if you are a Christian, because you can only run for so long. And so relied so much on my ego and so much on my skills in the past that he doesn't want me to do anything right now. He wants to give me something to do. and he wants to give me an opportunity to make something huge. And that's what he's waiting for. I firmly believe that with all my heart. Many things that have kind of happened circumstantially and internally that really gives me a lot of faith in the fact that somebody is going to give me something to take and run with. I have no idea what it is. I have no freaking idea. But he's going to give something to me. And it's for one reason. So that I can never point back to myself and say, I did that. That's why. So stop telling me to get a job. Peace out.